Eyes that see through snowstorms, the truth about the lynx. If you've ever taken a hike through the snow-covered woods of Alaska or wandered the mountain trails of Montana, you might have felt like something was watching you, silent, hidden, and almost impossible to see. That feeling? It could have been a lynx. These secretive wildcats are masters of camouflage and stealth, and unless you're extremely lucky, or a wildlife biologist with tracking gear, you'll probably never see one in the wild. But just because they're elusive doesn't mean we don't know plenty of interesting facts about them. One of the most underrated predators in North America, the lynx is full of surprising facts. First off, let's get this straight, the lynx isn't just one animal. It's actually a genus of wildcats, which includes 4 species, the Canada lynx, the Eurasian lynx, the Iberian lynx, and the bobcat. Yes, the bobcat. While most Americans think of the lynx as that cold-loving northern cat with snowshoe feet, the bobcat is technically a member of the same family and is probably the most familiar to people in the US. Speaking of feet, one of the most mind-blowing features of the Canada lynx is its enormous paws. These feet are wide, round, and covered in dense fur, working like natural snowshoes. They let the lynx walk on thick snow without getting stuck. This gives it a huge advantage over other predators, especially when hunting its favorite prey, the snowshoe hare. Which brings us to one of the coolest predator-prey relationships in the animal kingdom. The Canada lynx and the snowshoe hare are locked in a cyclical population dance. When hares are plentiful, lynx numbers go up. But when hare populations crash, lynx numbers follow. This cycle can take about 8 to 11 years to complete and has been tracked for decades. It's so precise that scientists use lynx numbers to predict snowshoe hare trends, and vice versa. Now let's talk vision. Lynxes have exceptional eyesight. It's believed they can spot a mouse from over 200 feet away, even in dim light. Their eyes are set slightly forward, giving them excellent depth perception, a must for a predator that pounces instead of chases. This sharp vision is especially handy during dawn and dusk, when many of their prey are most active. Another standout feature? The lynx's ear tufts. It is believed that the black tufts at the tips of their ears improve hearing by either directing sound into the ears or serving as visual communication signals. Norse mythology, the goddess Freya was said to travel in a chariot drawn by lynxes, further linking the cat to femininity, power, and wild nature. Even in modern pop culture, the lynx remains a quiet icon. It appears in environmental campaigns, mascots, and logos. Schools, sports teams, and wilderness protection groups use the lynx's image to evoke strength and independence. Its name has been borrowed by software, video games, and clothing brands, all drawn to the idea of something stealthy, strong, and sleek. But not everything is perfect for the lynx. Habitat destruction, climate change, hunting, and trapping still pose threats, especially in areas where populations are already vulnerable. Roads and highways fragment their territories, making it hard for them to find food or mates. In some regions, lynx are still legally trapped for their fur, even though their numbers may be in decline. Climate change presents a subtler but no less serious threat. As snow patterns change, the Canada lynx may find its range shrinking. Without deep snow to slow down competitors like coyotes, the lynx could lose its competitive edge in the north. Similarly, as temperatures rise in Spain, the Iberian lynx might be pushed out of its already narrow habitat. But despite these challenges, the lynx endures. It's an animal of silence and patience, built not for confrontation but for stealth. It doesn't roar or growl, instead, it whispers through the forest, nearly invisible. It watches. It waits. And when the time is right, it strikes. In a world of loud predators and louder machines, the lynx is a reminder of something different, a quiet, deliberate approach to survival. It doesn't dominate its environment, it blends into it. It doesn't shout, it listens. And that, perhaps, is the lynx's greatest strength. For those lucky enough to see one in the wild, it's an unforgettable moment. A flick of a tail. A pair of golden eyes watching from a snowy ridge. A shadow moving through the trees. And then, gone. As if it were never there. The lynx is not just a wild cat. It's the soul of the forest, a ghost of the wilderness, a symbol of quiet power in a noisy world. No one knows for sure, but those ear tufts are a trademark of the lynx look, along with their short tail that ends in a black tip. Unlike lions or tigers, lynxes don't roar. They don't even growl much. They're actually very quiet animals, usually communicating through subtle vocalizations like yowls, meows, and hisses, especially during mating season. Otherwise, they move through the forest like a whisper. Their padded paws, soft fur, and cautious movement make them nearly silent hunters. Most lynxes are solitary, meaning they live alone for most of their lives. Males and females come together only briefly to mate, usually during the winter months. After that, the female is on her own. She'll give birth to a litter of 1 to 4 kittens, usually in late spring, and raise them without any help. Kittens stay with their mom for almost a year, learning to hunt and survive before heading off to claim their own territory. Lynxes are also surprisingly adaptable. The bobcat, in particular, is found in environments as diverse as deserts, swamps, forests, and even suburban backyards. These cats have learned to coexist near humans, hunting rodents, rabbits, and birds near farms and towns. In contrast, the Canada lynx is much more specialized. It thrives in cold boreal forests and doesn't handle heat or urban areas as well. Let's not forget the Eurasian lynx, which is the largest of the 4 species. Weighing up to 70 pounds, it's big enough to take down deer in parts of Europe and Asia. The Iberian lynx, on the other hand, is the most endangered of the group. Once nearly extinct due to habitat loss and declining rabbit populations, it's now making a slow comeback thanks to conservation efforts. Lynxes are very territorial, and they use scent marking to stake their claims. They'll rub their face glands on trees, spray urine, or scratch bark to signal to others that the area is taken. Males tend to roam larger areas than females, and their territories often overlap only during the mating season. A lynx's coat is another marvel of nature. It changes with the seasons, thick and silvery in the winter, and shorter and browner in the summer. This not only keeps the cat warm or cool depending on the time of year, but also helps it blend in with its environment. Camouflage is key when you rely on stealth rather than speed. The average lifespan of a lynx in the wild ranges from 10 to 14 years, although some can live longer in captivity. In the wild, life is tougher. Diseases, starvation, competition, and human threats all take a toll. Moreover, lynxes are still hunted or trapped for their fur in some regions, though the laws vary by country and species. Despite their solitary lives and stealthy habits,